Hey everybody, my name is Deb, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Just for Deb's RV Transport Adventures. Alright everybody, I am currently in Fort Wayne, Indiana. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you a unique place that I'm going to be delivering. Actually, we both are, as you can see behind me. I've got a unit, my husband's got a unit. We stayed the night in a motel in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I gotta tell you that after 2 weeks of vacation and 2 weeks off duty, it's great to be back on the road again. And as things come up, I'll share them with you. I got Squirt with me. Can you see Squirt? There's Squirt. Gotta keep Squirt with me because she needs her meds. Gotta keep her on her meds. And I didn't get to do a walk around in the unit last night because it was late, it was dark, and I was tired. So I think come here, Squirt. I think his unit is unlocked, and I might try to look inside it. It's kind of a unique little floor plan, a little bit different. But that's it for now, and I'll keep you updated on my latest adventure. Of course, because he doesn't have his truck set up with a bunk, he's all about getting a motel for the night. I wasn't complaining. We had one in Fort Wayne, we got one in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and then we got one in somewhere in Maryland. Wow, the name just escaped me. I'll put it here. And that was nice. Parking though. Parking can be a challenge when you're towing two trailers and you've got two trucks. So a little bit of Google Maps satellite view is probably in order if you're looking for where to park for the night. Just saying. So when we left the motel in Baltimore, we thought we'd stop a half hour or so before getting to destination, and we would call and arrange for to talk to an escort service and see about getting onto the dock area. But the whole trip there, I couldn't find a truck stop or an exit. Sorry, I couldn't find a truck stop or a rest area to exit. And we ended up driving right to the customer, and because we didn't know how to get onto the dock, we didn't know the procedures, we went ahead and passed the gate and drove on down the road, trying to find a place to pull over. Because at that point, we had forgotten to print out copies of our title for the units. So they said, yeah, you need titles. We already had copies of our dock receipts. We didn't have copies of the title. So we literally went to the end of the road to where it was looking like it was getting ready to get on an interstate. And we pulled over in a wide spot in the road, kind of like a big turnout area, grassy area. And right there, we just printed everything out. And then we had, how did that work? I called them. I called the escort service after we had everything printed out. And I just picked one at random and I said, hey, we're going to need help getting on in. And they said, well, if you're coming in before lunch and you get delayed, they go to lunch between 12 and 12:30. And if they don't get you finished in time, you got to sit there and wait, and we'll have to charge you for your time. And I said, well, it sounds like it would be better for us to wait until after lunch, and I defer to your judgment because you know more about what's going on. And he goes, yeah. He says, if you need a place to wait, there's a plaza down the road, and you can park there and wait, and it'll be somewhere that you can go to get some food to eat. So we literally, because of where I was parked, I had to kind of flip around by driving into the grass of the median little area, and he was just able to back up a little and flip around. But we just kind of turned around almost just right where we were parked and headed back to that shopping plaza. Got us some grub, some Chinese takeout, and just killed an hour and a half or so until it was time to meet them at the gate. So at 12:30 we get to the gate, and there's lots of trucks waiting in line. So I'm guessing they've been doing this for a while. They know what they're doing. And we felt kind of weird. We're like cutting in line in front of everybody, but we had to find a place to park where we'd get out of the way so that we weren't blocking traffic. And so we stopped right there inside the gate, and we just waited, didn't know what else to do. And then I get a phone call from our escort. She goes, where are you? I said, well, we're here at the gate. She goes, well, I'm over at the plaza where you guys said you were going to be. And I'm like, my bad. When in doubt, always accept the blame. It smooths things over a lot better that way. And I said, I must have misunderstood. I thought we were meeting at the gate. She goes, I'll be right there. And so she shows up maybe 5 minutes later, and she literally escorted us into the dock area. She handled everything. She talked to all of the guards, gave them all the paperwork. She would collect our driver's licenses and things like that and hand them to, I mean, we literally did nothing, which was really odd and strange and nice. And the only thing that I would say is, if you're getting onto the dock, according to the email that I had received, you need to at least have closed-toed shoes and a high-vis vest. A hard hat, they said, was on the list, but they didn't ask us if we needed one. Or, I'm sorry, they didn't ask us if we had one, and they didn't say that we needed one. But I did end up having a couple of high-vis vests in my truck, so I gave one to my husband so that we could, when it came time to unhook, we could do that. Once we got approved at the check-in desk, we drove around to the parking area, the staging area where the dock is, and we sat there and we waited until our escort says, yeah, somebody will come and get you when they're ready for you. And we waited quite a bit. I think we waited maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And once they came out to tell us where to park the units, things moved rather quickly. I backed a unit into one row, he backed his unit into another row, and we just did our unhook. And it went well once we were there, because it's just your standard unhook, no complications to it at all. And then once we were finished unhooking, we had to pay the escort. I think it was $100. Yeah, now I'd have to look at my receipt again, but I think it was like $100 for the escort service. I handed her the credit card, she swiped the card, and then we followed her back out of the gate. And so I was just thrilled the whole time. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably notice that I had posted some photos of the trucks themselves. I didn't catch much video because I'm like, man, it's a secure location. I don't want them to think I'm scoping the place out, like, recon for criminal activity or terrorist activity. So I tried not to video while I was in there. I didn't want to get into any trouble. So all in all, I would say that was an awesome delivery. It was a nice experience. I loved going to the dock. I love all that kind of stuff anyway. I love the big ships, the cranes that are used to move the freight around, all of the heavy equipment. in my naivete, is that a word? In my ignorance, I thought that our 2 units were the only ones being delivered to that ship to be shipped overseas. Nope. There was all sorts of RVs lined up, motorhomes, boats, and then of course tractors and tanker trucks and heavy equipment and all sorts of stuff. I had no idea what kind of stuff was shipped overseas, and I learned a little bit about that. That's the reason. Hey, that's the reason I do RV transport, is to see new things, and I get paid to travel. I wanted to go ahead and apologize in advance for not being able to get you a video of the inside of the unit and a video of the dock area, because that would have been really cool to share with you guys, but it just didn't happen that go around. But hey, I would do the Baltimore trip again. I would deliver at a dock again. So if another load comes up and I have that option, I will try to be a little bit more informative for you guys. So having had said all of that, I am going to end this episode, because the whole purpose of me taking this Baltimore load was I needed to be on the East Coast, because I'm helping my BFF move from New Jersey to a destination out west. I have no idea which way is west from where I'm sitting, but that's not the important part. And so I'm gonna have some more time off, because I'll be chilling while we load and all of that. And I'll probably share with you the load, the move, the U-Haul thing and everything, because that in itself will be something to share. At least that way you guys won't be bored going, I wonder where Deb is. How come we haven't heard from Deb in a while? But anyway. Alrighty guys. Yeah, let me go ahead and end this for now. So I just wanna express again, really, super thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, subscribe. That's so cool that you guys do that. Click the like button. Share if you think it's cool, or even if you don't think it's cool. Ring the bell. And as always, I welcome comments. I really do. I enjoy the comments and the input. And just remember, guys, it's all about the perspective.